Hello, my beautiful friends. Listen, today, first let me say that I have recognized people enjoy videos more when things are moving and when the background just doesn't always stay the same. So I am going to move a little bit while I start this off. I guess it's something about attention holding that really pulls you in with the movement of backgrounds. Also, can we just talk about this? I made that.
Amazing!
Thank you. So, nursing school really isn't that bad, and we need to talk about it. Right, Dabby? Huh? See my breasty? Look at this cutie patootie. Look, if you guys have animals, let me just tell you, or if you don't have animals, I should say, because if you do have them, you'll already know this. Look at the love. This is my little babish. It's my little partner in crime. He follows me everywhere. If it is 7:30 and I'm not walking through that front door, he is crying like, where is my mommy? And they don't do that with Corey because they're faithful to me. Come here, babish. Come here. Let me say hi. This is my old man. That's my old man. Huh. I love you. Oh, yes, thank you. Anyway, let's talk about why nursing school doesn't suck that bad. My camera or phone turned off mid-filming because it's out of storage. I really think that I need to get an actual camera. I will do that at some point, but anyway. Started drinking more tea and less sugar-free Red Bull. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So how can you make your nursing school experience less awful? There are a few things that I did. Now, don't get me wrong. My nursing school experience wasn't the best. I feel like I maybe did some of that to myself, and some of it was stuff that I really couldn't control. But I want to talk to you about the things that we can change and the things that we can do to make the experience better, because it does not have to be, like I mentioned previously, some torturous experience that is just awful for you and sets this negative, like disgusting tone towards the rest of your career. Like, absolutely nobody wants that. My first day of school, or one of the first days, I had to go in to like hook up my computer, and there were two other people there. And one of them is now one of my super amazing best nursing friends that I could have ever asked for. That was imperative to my survival in nursing school. So I'll leave their names out of this, I guess, because I don't know if they want to be mentioned or not. They probably wouldn't care. They'd probably be super supportive, but I haven't asked, and I'm not going to wait for them to text me to approve it. So 3 friends. So one I met when we're getting our laptop set up. The other 2 I met like the first day or within the first week of school. And the 4 of us in nursing school were like inseparable. And it was absolutely everything I needed. It was a high stress environment. We're all stressed out. I needed them. I do not know how I would have survived nursing school without these people. And I feel like even as an introvert, because I'm very extroverted, I love people, I love conversation, I love answering questions and doing things. This is why I really love making YouTube videos. So I can see how maybe as like someone who's more introverted, it's harder or not something that you feel is necessary. And I totally respect that. I would still encourage you to find someone that you can get through it with, and someone who understands what you're going through. Because realistically, the people that you are best friends with and that love you in the real world outside of nursing school aren't going to understand. They don't get it. And that is okay. Let me make this very clear. It's okay that they don't get it. These people fill the capacity in your life in different ways. And my nursing school friends are friends that I will have for the rest of eternity, whether I like it or not. And my friends outside of nursing school are still important to me and still mattered in different ways. When I was with them, I didn't have to talk about the stress of school. I didn't have to talk about the assignment that was due. I just got to be like free to not worry about those things. But when I was with my nursing school friends, we could brainstorm what we were gonna do next and how we were gonna tackle this project and what we were gonna do for this test or this assignment. So I really encourage you, even my introverted people on here, to go talk to someone, get somebody in class that you can really connect with, and hopefully you guys can stick together and kind of ride that out together, because nursing school is not easy. And by easy, I mean the content, understanding what all of these things are and understanding them so quickly. I did an 11-month ADN program. So from my perspective, everything was rapid fire. It went by so fast. It was like, learn the content today, test on it tomorrow, learn new content again, test on it the next day, and you're still trying to understand what you learned on Monday. So it can be overwhelming. Definitely, I think finding your people is important. This kind of leads me into my next point, talking about how nursing school is difficult. Nursing school is hard. There's no doubt about that. I don't care how smart you are. One of my nursing friends and her biology bio degree, shout out to you, Taylor, she still struggled. And it's not because she's not smart. It's not because I wasn't smart or my other friends weren't smart. It was because it was hard and it happened quickly, and you're expected to pick up on things very fast and to be able to execute very quickly. The content can be difficult to grasp. So I would really recommend to you studying and setting up a schedule. I know that sounds stupid and you're like, or maybe it doesn't sound stupid, but you're like, oh, I got it, I have to study. But you do. I never studied in high school. I never studied. And I wasn't like a straight A student. I got A's and B's and the occasional C in math because I was never good at math, but it's neither here nor there. Anyway, I never studied in school. I just kind of like did it. I didn't really care that much in high school. I played lacrosse and that was like what my life revolved around. So it didn't matter. In nursing school, I had a rude awakening when I was like, holy crap, I have to sit down and like actually shove these things into my brain, because it's not something that like, it wasn't something that I could just produce. It was something that I had to study to know and to understand. When you're talking about body systems and down to like the cellular level, there are so many minute little things inside our body that make a huge difference, and we had to understand all of them. So studying and having a study schedule was super, super important, and that actually helped me do very well in nursing school. When I got to nursing school, I worked very, very hard to be very proud of the things that I did, because it was the first time in my life I was truly exposed to needing to work so exceptionally hard to achieve something. It made me very proud too, to work at something and to be all right at it and feel like I could be confident in the things that I was doing. So definitely, if you're someone like me who didn't really study that much and who just kind of like, you know, went by in class before, study. Set up a way that you study, some program that works for you, read your books, type your notes, pay attention, and when you're in class, be present. Another thing to make nursing school lighter is, I think, creating decent relationships with your professors. So we only had a few people that cycled through as our professors, and they would teach different classes, but be the same professor. So we started with one who I don't feel like I had the best relationship with, and that stressed me out because I'm a people pleaser, and I just didn't think that she liked me very much, and I was like, well, this is great. But it was like a 6-week or 8-week course or something. I don't know. It wasn't that long. When it was done, it was over, and she was not ever mean to me. She was mean to me one time. I'll save that for another day, but she wasn't very warm. I like warm. I want like hugs and like, you're gonna do great. And she wasn't really that for me, so whatever, don't expect it. But creating relationships with your professors where you feel like you can talk to them and where you can be on a more personal level. I'm not saying text them like they're your bestie, but be able to communicate with them. Don't wait until the last week of the semester to communicate a concern that you have or a need or something that's going on. Davi's butt has come to join me. So my camera ran out of storage for the second time during this video. Basically, be kind to your professors and use them as a resource. Ultimately, the whole point of this, I hope you're understanding, is that nursing school does not have to be torturous. It does not have to be a terrible experience. Another thing that I think is important is finding time for yourself. A really good friend of mine, she always ran after class and she enjoys running. I do not. It hurts inside of my soul to run. I'm not a runner, but I waited too long in nursing school to find things that made me happy because I was really focused on doing well, and I let that like overshadow the things that were still important to me. And you should not do that. You can still have time for the people that you love. You can still have time for the things that you love. You can still have time for many a thing in your life that brings you joy. You just need to make that fit in or work into your schedule. I let the side of my brain that was like, you should be doing something else, overcome me, and I was unable to like sit there long or relax. And I've realized, especially being a nurse now, that I have to have ways to have self-care, and I have to be able to take a step back. When I just started working on my own as a nurse, I would work my 3 days and then I would come off and I'd try to be productive, but I would be like a colossal couch potato. I would get so mad at myself because I felt like for 2 and 3 days before I worked again, I was just being lazy, and I wasn't cleaning and I wasn't doing anything productive and I wasn't making YouTube videos and I was just talking about things but wasn't doing them. I ultimately had to realize that my mind deserved a break after work, and instead of wasting my whole few days off trying to do things and not having the motivation, not being able to get them done, I was allowed to have a slower Monday morning after working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, getting up a little bit later, sleeping in a little bit, drinking my coffee nice and slow, watching some YouTube videos to get ideas. Whatever it is that I wanted to do, I was allowed to do that. But I put a time limit on it, or I put a time frame on it. You have a couple hours to do that, but by 9 or 10 o'clock, you need to be doing things for your day that are gonna be productive. Find things like self-care stuff that works for you and makes you happy. I think one of the things that flawed me in nursing school is how involved I like to be. I was our student government president, was excited about that, and I was excited to do things that mattered, but ultimately people blamed me for everything, and things that were not my responsibility or my fault became my responsibility and my fault. I would take on extra roles only if you truly feel like you can do them and like it really matters to you, because that gave me a really good glimpse of like the real world and how people will treat you and like do things. I don't know. I definitely was not. Afterwards, I was like, maybe I would have been better off if I didn't do that, because I could have done other things that I wanted to do, but whatever. So I got involved because it was important to me at the time, and I thought it was what I wanted at the time, but looking back, I'm a little bit hesitant to suggest that for people. However, if that's something you enjoy doing, then do that. That could be something too that helps you make the experience more worthwhile. Ultimately, you guys, nursing school is going to be the experience that you make it. If you let it be torturous and crazy, it will be that. But your attitude shapes everything that you do. If you are looking at things through a negative lens and see life in a negative light, maybe because you're unhappy or because, certain things are going on at school, or you're stressed, or you don't know how to study or whatever, there are resources for those things. But you have to be able to put a different spin on what you're going through and really try to see this whole experience from a positive perspective. Honestly, just soak up the experience. Let it be an amazing experience and let it be something that you enjoy. Let it be something that is positive in your life, so you can look back a year or two from now and be like, wow, I made the best friends in nursing school and I learned so much and I did so many things, and I feel proud and happy that for the most part I can look back on my nursing experience and say that. All of those things really helped shape me into who I am now as an ever-changing person and who I am as a nurse, and I'm very thankful for all those experiences. So let's try to work together to change the narrative of what nursing school is. I would love to hear about your positive nursing school experiences, or maybe negative experiences you have, and let's talk about how we can make it better for you. How can we fix this experience so you can kind of save whatever time you have left in nursing school? Anyway, my friends, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I am so honored that you guys are here with me and watching my content, because that is very exciting. Anyway, feel free to comment down below. Let's chat, and while you are there, like and subscribe, and I will see you beautiful people in my next video.